Business.com. And Greg, I didn't want to let you go yet because we had one more quick thing I wanted to get you on, and this is the next kind of bubble, the Treasury bubble that you say is really kind of out there for investors to sidestep. I mean, is that how much of a concern is that for you right now?
It's a huge concern because what we saw last year was a lot of investors got out of the market at the worst possible time in the fourth quarter, and that was when Treasuries had already made their move. The Fed funds rate is 0 to 0.25%. Those gains are long gone.
Yeah.
Interest rates have nowhere to go but up, and people who are in long-term treasuries right now are really going to get socked.
So treasuries is not something that you recommend?
Treasuries is something that I do not recommend.
Any type of, when do you see that kind of, you say it's a bubble? I mean, what kind of timeline do you see for it? I mean, is that going to be the bubble of '09?
Well, I think it could very well be that. Interest rates have only one way to go, and that's up. And when that happens, you're not going to want to be in long-term treasuries.
True. What about the Fed coming in, though, buying? Shouldn't that add at least some temporary stability in price support?
Well, what happens is the Fed always overshoots. So right now, they're putting everything into the system that they can think of. At some point, it's going to be very inflationary. So tips might be something that you would want to get in now, which are at very low prices because deflation is still being priced into this market. But there's no question in my mind that we're going to go through an inflationary period.
Do you advise buying directly in a tax-exempt account or using the ETF, the TIP?
I prefer a tax-exempt account because of the tax ramifications.
But be warned, if you don't, you can really face a lot of penalties, even on those so-called phantom gains. I know I've covered tips a little bit, and that's something that's pretty scary. You're realizing paper gains, and you start finding yourself marking to market, I think.
That's right. So if you're in an IRA, that's a much better situation.
Okay.
Well, get some great tips in. No pun intended.
Yes, right.
Greg, sometimes it's so easy. Greg, thank you very much for coming in. We appreciate it. A man who's buying stocks. We haven't heard
eating
about it.
his own cooking, you know.
We haven't heard about it. So, Greg, hope to have you back.
Thank you. I would enjoy that very much.
Okay, and I know our viewers would too. Okay, Nicole.